Retro gamers! In this video, I will be showing you how to replace the back triggers in a first generation Nintendo 3DS. This is a super easy fix, just about anyone with a screwdriver can do it, doesn't require any soldering or anything like that. This particular model is actually my sister's, and after 6 or 7 years of hard use, the back triggers are now working intermittently, so I will be taking you through how to replace those. The replacement parts that you'll need are readily available online. You can get both back triggers replaced for something like $3, and they in themselves are quite simple. It's literally just a push button connected to a ribbon cable that then connects to a proprietary snap-on connector. I found mine on eBay, but I'm sure there are plenty of places online where they are sold. The only tool you'll need for this job is a standard Phillips head screwdriver. Starting off, there are 4 screws along the back, and while these don't fully screw out, they do screw out enough to release the back plate. Although to remove the back plate, you actually do need to stick something like a flat-headed screwdriver or a credit card or something like that just to flip the casing off. Once that back case is off, you can simply remove the battery. There's nothing holding that in except for gravity. And then there are 8 more Phillips head screws around the perimeter of the 3DS that need to be unscrewed. These were actually quite a bit of trouble to remove. I guess if they've just never been removed, there can be quite a bit of friction. But after a bit of persistence and patience, I successfully removed all of them without damaging anything. So just take your time and just make sure you do it properly. There's also an additional silver colored screw near the cartridge slot that needs to be removed. I didn't see this at first and I was wondering why the casing wasn't coming apart. But with that screw out, the casing easily removes, so don't try to force anything. If all the screws are removed, it should easily open up. Be cautious as you are removing the 2 halves, as the ribbon cables for the triggers are connecting the 2. With mine, one of them actually was already removed, so I assume that one was loose and it's probably why it was causing my sister trouble. However, if you have both of them connected, there's no desoldering or anything ridiculous like that. You can simply just use something like a flat-headed screwdriver and carefully pop them up. With both connectors popped, you can place the top half of the 3DS somewhere for safekeeping, as we won't need to work on that anymore. The triggers are kept within this bottom half. We'll start with the left trigger. This is basically held in by a piece of plastic that's screwed in, plus the actual casing itself. So simply remove the screws for the casing and pull that out, and then just pull out the trigger. That's really all there is to it. Just be careful that there is a spring in there. Try not to touch this if you can avoid it, but if it does come out, just simply put it back in where you found it really. And out with the old, in with the new. Basically just put the replacement part in the way you found the old piece, and then just weave the ribbon cable in through that bit of plastic and screw that back down. The right trigger is pretty much the same process as the left, except you have to remove this metal shielding that's there because of the battery. Once that shield is removed, you can then remove a very similar black piece of plastic, and yeah, basically you just pull out that old trigger, put in the new one, weave it in through that bit of plastic, and then put the shield back on. Very simple. With the triggers replaced, you can then reassemble the 3DS. Basically line it up the same way as it was when you pulled it apart, and grab the ends of those ribbon connectors and push them down onto the connectors of the top half of the 3DS. This doesn't require much force at all. It's a proprietary connector, but it should just pop straight back on. From here you can connect the 2 halves of the 3DS back together and basically just put all the screws back in the way they came out. It's at this point I also decided just to clean up the inside of this tray area here, since it looks like some Coke or something was spilled in there at some point. But isopropyl alcohol made pretty easy work of that. And once that was done, I just put the battery back in, put that back casing back on, making sure it clicks into place, and then just re-screwing those screws. And really, that's it. This is a very simple fix, and I believe absolutely anyone with a screwdriver and the know-how to order parts on eBay can do it, which is hopefully just about everyone, because if you can't do that, then something is terribly wrong, and I'm very, very sorry. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it helped. And yeah, to my sister, enjoy whatever it is you want to play with use of your back triggers again. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's pretty much this video wrapped up. I'll see you next time, I guess.